Hi everyone, this is Zhuoya from Zhuoya Photography. Today we're talking about how to shoot starry night portrait and more importantly, how to get both the star sharp and the person looking great without having to spend hours photoshopping everything later. Most people have tried shooting the stars and some have done portraits too. But once you put them together, that's when things fall apart. Either the stars look good but the person's a blur, or the person's lit but the stars vanish. Or you end up stuck in post-production for hours trying to piece it all together. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to capture stars, environment, and the people all in one shot. Honestly, most modern DSLRs, mirrorless or compact systems that can handle high ISO will work. But if you have a full-frame camera, you'll get much cleaner results, especially in low-light situations like this. You need something that can capture both the stars and your subject clearly. Go for a wide or ultra-wide lens, something like a 14 to 24mm with an f2.8 aperture. Anything longer than 24mm makes your depth of field too shallow, so when you focus on your subject, the stars go soft. Wider lenses give you more depth, keep both foreground and background in focus. Don't cheap out on the tripod. You'll want something that's quick to set up and solid as a rock. Trust me, your tripod is the real MVP in astrophotography. Wobbly legs mean blurry stars. What about lighting? I use the Godox AD200Pro II with bicolor continuous lighting. First, night light is naturally soft and gentle. If you fire a flash, you get a weird, harsh burst that makes the person look like a sticker pasted on top of your beautiful starscape. Totally kills the vibe. Second, flash is a hard light, sharp shadows, harsh edges. It rarely looks natural at night, even with a diffuser. Unless you're carrying a huge softbox or umbrella, which isn't fun to lug around to the dark or in the wind, it's just not worth it. That's why I go with continuous lighting. It's smoother, more adjustable, and blends beautifully into ambient night light. Plus, I use the same light during daytime shoots. One light, multiple uses, saves weight and energy on location. The hardest part of starry portraits, exposure. Stars are dim. Even with a wide open f2.8 aperture, you need long exposures to bring them out. But thanks to Earth's rotation, if your shutter speed goes beyond 13 seconds, the stars will start to trail and turn into streaks. So here's the strategy. Set your shutter to around 13 seconds. Open your aperture to f2.8, then adjust your ISO until the stars look bright enough. If there's moonlight, tweak your ISO and shutter accordingly. Moonlight is strong and will affect your exposure balance. Once your stars and background are exposed correctly, it's time to light the person. There are three key things to think about. Light direction. Where is the light coming from in your environment? Light your subject from the same side to keep it believable.
So we have city lighting on our left-hand side, and we have a little bit of lighting of the town lighting on our right-hand side. The ambient light is a bit strong today. We're gonna try to take a correct exposure for the sky first before we bring our subject into the frame.
Light quality. Nighttime is all about soft, natural-looking light. Flash looks too sharp, too obvious, like it was pasted in later. Light color. Match the color temperature of your environment. The AD200 Pro II lets me adjust color temp, which is a huge win for blending. So again, continuous light with soft modifiers is the way to go. It just looks way more natural and cinematic. The number one question I get, how does the person stay still for 13 seconds? Here's the secret. They don't. During the star exposure, the person is standing in the shadows, somewhere completely dark, like behind a rock or under a tree. If they're not hit by ambient light, they won't show up in the image. Right at the end of the exposure, I hit them with the light for just 1 second. That's it.
Okay, now I gotta set up my shutter speed to 13 seconds and my aperture to 2.8. And let's try start from 4000 ISO and see if we need to increase that to get the correct exposure. At nighttime, manual focus is a lot more reliable than automatic focus. So I suggest you turn your lens into manual focus mode. Another tips is your white balance. You do want to use manual white balance to set the balance low. Otherwise, you will get, because of the tongue ambient light effect, you will have a very red sky. So let's set up the color temperature to 3200, say roughly around there. And now I'm going to enlarge the stars and then focus on them. Okay, now I focus on the stars, and now I'm gonna take a test shot to see if I got to the correct exposure. I just took a picture so the stars are in the correct exposure now. So now I'm looking for the darkest spot in my frame. So which is just right here. It's the darkest spot. So now I'm going to place the subject here in the darkest spot. As we checked on the frame, this is the darkest spot. And when we turn our main light source on, then I shouldn't get any ambient light on me. The light source from the city is on my right hand side. Now we place our main light source AD200Pro on my right hand side, so to make it the same believable. Okay, let's take the shot and try. Remember to tell your subject that's when you're gonna turn the lights on so they can freeze for just 1 second, okay? What I normally do is I do a countdown. For example, this one is 13 seconds. Then I just count down from 13 seconds, and at the end of my countdown, the subject need to be freeze, and then the AD200Pro need to be turned on.
哎，可以。
OK，
哎，好了吗？关灯。还行哎，还可以，刚刚好，别质疑我好吗？
刚刚好吗？
对。
我看看。
哎，我看不到那个。
哎呦！